Would you want some tips that'll help you rank up on Marvel Rivals? You can call me Frost, and I just made it to GM and I wanted to share a few things I'd learned along the way. Number one, I would say, is positioning. Ever heard of that one? It is a common area when talking about improving, and I would say it is crucial to understand where you should be playing in game. Try to be aware of your teammates' positions, where the enemy team is playing. And you can also think about flanks as well, which can be a powerful tool, but there are a few things I would think about when trying to find a sneaky angle like that. And one of those would be the health pack spawns that are littered throughout the map. They're super important, especially when you're playing any kind of dive characters. It is important to remember the risks that are involved, and you want to time it correctly with how your team is actually engaging the other team. Are you using your character in the proper range they're meant to be played at? Honestly, as a Punisher main, I can end up pushing up a bit too far, and in the games where I die a lot, that tends to be the biggest issue. So if I just stay out of the front lines a little bit more, I tend to win a bit more is kind of what I found. And another thing you could be thinking about, are you breaking line of sight with your healers when you die? Or do you isolate yourself against the other team? This is a game about superheroes, but we're not very super on our own, which makes it an easy target if we're out of position. And these type of deaths are unnecessary and can lose your team the fight. I can think of a handful of vaults that I've gone to use trying to flank and end up dying because they all turn on me and I was away from the team. Those are the kind of deaths we're trying to cut out. The next thing I'd like to talk about is spacing. Knowing when to push the enemy team, knowing when to back up, when to apply that pressure, and when to let it off. When abilities like ults are put up on the board, it's necessary to give them the respect that they deserve, otherwise you might end up back in the spawn room. If you think that the other team has an ult on standby, sometimes it could be a good idea to try and play around that. Either wait for it to go on, or sometimes take it early depending on the situation and who's at play. This element does kind of come from just in-game time, gathering that experience, getting a feel for when certain characters will get their ults and abilities. So this is something you'll just learn as you play. Like a good example is Namor against dive characters. Or if you're good with Bucky, that would be another good one. Learn what is good to play into, and then what is hard for the characters you want to main to play into. And then that's when you have to become the smarter player and think, how can I outplay these guys and give myself the advantage here? And kind of going into the next thing, communication. Ping when you have your ult, because honestly, when your team is there to help you, or maybe you have some co-ults you're able to use there at the same time to just swiftly end a team fight, or maybe you're getting dove and pinging that character or using your in-game mic can help your team know what's going on, so that way they may be able to help you in that fight. Now I try to think of scenarios or examples that you may have had in your games where these little things ended up causing you to lose the team fight or lose the match. With these little things, you can tighten up your gameplay, will help you increase your rank quite a bit. So I'm going to kind of end it as here. Ask yourself these questions as you play. Don't be afraid to watch your replays. They are a really good tool, and they'll show you what you can improve on the fastest if you really want to get better at the game. So I'm going to let the background gameplay continue to play out. These were the last few games until my Masters, so I hope you enjoyed. And I appreciate you joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more gaming tips. And until the next time, happy gaming! I made it. There we go.